Okay, so welcome back, and in this section we're going to go ahead and create a nighttime scene, and at the end we'll also add some visual effects and get some screenshots that we can use for our background plate for our additional menu pages. To get started with this, I'm just going to double click into our main menu level, and here we are. Now the first thing I'd like to do is add some lights in here. So if I come up here and go to Windows, we'll go to Place Actors and add this tab. And we'll just go ahead and bring in a spotlight. Let's go ahead and drag it in like right there. What we can do is go into the top view here. I'll hit the scroll wheel and back out a little bit. Right mouse button to reposition the screen. And we're just going to put this right above that angel's head, this light. It's very easy to place it correctly. Right there is where we want it. And then just switch back into perspective. And here I can scroll out a little bit, and then we can just lift this up here like that. Let me fly over to the side. And we want this to kind of be covering this whole circular area. Let me go ahead and resize this window here. Now we should make the light movable so that that helps it work with lumen. And then we're going to drop the intensity down to 1 because I know that's going to be too bright. And then we're going to change the light color to blue to mimic moonlight. And then here on the saturation, just pull that down to about 30% and go OK. So we've got that light done. Then what we'll do is from this perspective here, we're going to hold down Alt, click that arrow, and left click and drag, and we'll hold down Alt and left click and drag, and we'll duplicate that light. We'll bring one there, and then here I'm going to go ahead and duplicate a light up and go back to about here. And let me go ahead and duplicate a light over here. Now on these lights, if we're going to, there's a setting on here called attenuation radius, and we probably want to bump that up on these backlights. The idea is that we do want light coming back here so that you can appreciate just how rich this environment is back here. And on these two lights, if I just select them, I can hold down Control and select them. I can bump up their intensity right there to like a 5. And then on these next two lights, let me change the size on this window here. Same thing, instead of a 1, we can just make it a 3. And we'll adjust those lights later if it turns out that they're not, it's not quite working out for us. And that's all we need. Now, with the bookmark set, all I need to do is hit 1, and we're right back here. The next thing we need to get is a post-process volume. So we'll get that and drag this into the scene. It doesn't matter where it is, except we need to search for something called infinite extent and set that to true. And now any setting on the post-process volume will affect the entire scene. The last thing we're going to need is a camera. So I'll get a Cine camera actor and drag it into the scene here. It's in the wrong orientation, so I'm going to hit the space bar, and then we're just going to rotate this to negative 90 degrees. And then what I can do is switch from perspective into the Cine camera, and now I'm in pilot mode, and I can fly out here and get I'm just hitting S, flying a little chaotic here. You'll notice these black bars on the side, so we can search for something called constrain aspect ratio and turn that off, and that'll get rid of those black bars. And then there's another setting here for our focal length. And what we want to use is something that I call the beauty lens, which is an 85mm, and it's just a really great lens for portraits. And you can think of this as a portrait of this angel, still in pilot mode. Now, having done this a few times, I noticed the angle that we shoot this at is important, because you'll notice as I go this way, you can see more of the staircase and this, and it actually looks more interesting when there's less distance between the angel and this tower. So if I come over this way, you'll notice I'm closing that gap between this tower and this angel. because what'll happen is there might just be a little too much dead space in there. So I'm going to slow down the camera here. I want to try to frame this up as well as I can. In fact, I could go into F11 and really get more of a sense of what the background scene is going to look like. Keeping in mind where the menus are going to come in at. Now, the other thing about this framing this up is we probably want to try to follow the rule of thirds and put this angel right about here. And I'm just going to come in here, and I think a good place for the menu, because the menus are going to slide in from the side, is to park it right here about where this wing is. Now I think everything else looks good. Now there's a couple things in the scene that I noticed, like I don't like this in the background, so I'm going to select that and delete that. And this would be a good point to delete things that are bothering you. But I think that looks pretty good right there. I think this is going to work. I want a little bit more of that wing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll come over to the side a little bit more. Takes a little finagling to get this lined up just right. Okay, so now I'll just escape, or I'll hit F11, and now we're not in play, so we're good. So the last thing I'm going to do is, let me search for the cine camera here, is to get this in focus. So if I come down here, there should be an option to focus this up. You see the eyedropper, so let me just search for focus right here. Click that dropper right there and just click on the face, and now our scene is nicely framed up. Everything's looking good. Let's go out of pilot mode because we don't want to lose our frame. Now if I select this in the scene here, let me clear out the search bar, and I hit F, there's our camera. If I was convinced that I didn't need to move this camera and I didn't want to risk it being moved again because it took me a while to frame up the shot, I could right click, go to transform, and lock it. And you'll notice when I do select that, you'll see how all these are dimmed out. But this can be, sometimes it can be difficult to select this camera, like the camera has to be selected like this in the scene to be able to lock it up. And sometimes it can be difficult, especially if there's a mesh out here. Let's not lock it right now until we're absolutely sure we don't want to move it again. And I don't know that we're at that spot yet. Okay, so now I just hit 1, and we're right back here. Now the next thing we want to do is turn this scene to night. So what we're going to do is click on Engine here, go to Settings, make sure Show Engine Content is selected. I'm going to search for something called BP Skysphere, this right here. And what I'd like you to do is right click and just duplicate it. It's going to auto name it to BP Skysphere 1. And we're going to drag this into the content folder like that and go move here. And now if I go back to the content folder, I can just drag this straight into the scene. And there's just a few settings on here that we need to adjust. So one is we need to attach a directional light. We need to turn off colors determined by there. Then on the zenith color, we're going to drop this down to black and go OK. And on the horizon color, drop that down to black as well and go OK. And at this point, what I'd like to do, because we have additional work to do and I don't want to lose this panel, I'm going to just lock this panel. Now, if I click in the scene, you'll notice, even though I'm selecting other things, I haven't lost this panel. And if I hit Control L, and with your mouse, just drag it down like that underneath. So this arrow is pointing upward beneath that circle. And the last setting that we want to adjust is the opacity here for the clouds. And then just drag that down and you'll see what happens. And our scene becomes nice and dark. Now I'm noticing here I'm not seeing light on that particular tower. So I'm going to move this light over here. We want to be able to see into the background is the deal here. So while this is fresh on my mind, let's light these stairs up a little bit more, because they're really a cool asset. Like that. I think that's good. Okay, and let's hit 1 to come back. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And that's pretty much our nighttime scene. Now what we can do is start bringing in some visual effects. So let's search for fire. And fire is a great attention getter. In fact, Dolby Laboratories had done a study showing that fire draws attention like crazy. So if you want to draw attention to something or heighten interest in a scene, there's no better way than adding fire. And I was looking for that study and then I couldn't find it. And I realized that, if you spent $1 million figuring something out, would you necessarily share that information? So anyway, let's just drag this here. And this is a fantastic effect. It's a legacy effect, but it looks really great. And it ends up providing really nice fill light here for our angel. So just go ahead and position this where you think it should go. And then when you have it where you like it, just press Alt, that arrow, and just duplicate it. Drag in another one. And we've got the fire. And then we have smoke here too. So let's search for smoke. And drag this into the scene here. Just a few smokes. I wouldn't get too carried away with the smoke, but just maybe even pop some back here in the background. It's just a nice additional effect that adds some really good atmospherics here. It almost makes it look like the whole place is on fire, but it's just really cool. All right, let's hit 1 again. And we pretty much have our scene set. The only problem is it's still too bright. So now we can unlock our BP sky sphere here. And let's search for our post-process volume right here. And we're going to search for exposure right here. And just go ahead. Oops. And let me deselect that. We're going to select metering mode and go on manual. Our whole scene goes dark. And then here we can just put this to 15 or 14. Let's see. And that essentially gives us our nighttime scene here. We might want to make some little adjustments here. Right, fire. That's looking pretty good. So if I click into the scene and I hit F11 and I hit G, that's pretty much what we get. It's just a really nice moonlit scene. I think it looks fantastic. So we're going to go F11. And the last thing I'd like to do is, let's go back into F11 actually. And let's hit G and get rid of those gizmos. Sometimes you have to hit it twice. And let's fly around in the scene here and get a couple screenshots. How great this looks. Whoever created this model did a really great job. It's a really fantastic looking asset. I just love the intricacy of it, the detail, and how you notice how the lighting really brought the textures to life. So once you're here and you've got it framed up, now consider where you might want text. So we're going to want our text here. So I'll come right here, come down to high resolution screenshot, and we'll get one like that. And it'll store it in our project folder. We'll access that a little later. And let me just get one more shot here somewhere. Maybe something different on the other side for our text. Come up here, just a couple screenshots is all we need. And just get another one. And you'll see down here is where it's stored. So we're done. In fact, if I click it, it takes us into here's our project folder, the saved folder, screenshots, windows. and those are in there. And those are 1920 by 1032. So they're falling a little short because of this bar down here. So I could have put this on auto hide, but I'll take this into Photoshop and we'll be able to expand this out to 1920 by 1080. So that's pretty much it. Now let me hit F11 to escape out of here. And if I hit, well, play's not going to help us, but if I come in here to Cine Camera Actor, this is what our scene looks like. I don't know, for me, maybe that's a little too bright. You can adjust this to anything that you like. So let me go back to exposure here. And let's just put that to 14. Yeah, a little bit darker. Yeah, I like it a little bit darker. And that's essentially our scene set up. So this is our living background scene that we're going to use. That will serve as a backdrop for our menu system. And now we've got some screenshots and everything as well. To get those screenshots, we can go into Add, Import to Game, go to Menu Project, Saved. It should be Screenshots, Window Editor, and here they are right here. Hold down Control, select them both, and just import them. So now we have those screenshots that we can use in our menu system. So that's great. And so that essentially concludes this section where we've created a complete nighttime scene and have our backdrop ready to go. So in the next section, we're going to work on getting started with building our menu system. So I'll see you